what happened to the engineers in Prometheus. Alright guys, it is Mr. H Reviews here to discuss, speculate and hopefully answer that question, but we'll see. What we can confirm as total knowledge, okay, so this is kind of confirmed within movie and within universe. From the movie, we know that LV-223 is not the engineer homeworld, right? We know they have ships stationed under multiple buildings which have potentially religious icons within them. We know they were planning to go to Earth roughly 2,000 years ago, and we know they were taking the black goo accelerant agent with them. We can also confirm that although we saw one engineer in cryostasis, the remaining cryopods of that ship had been burst open from the inside chest area. We can also confirm that the engineers know of the xenomorph type creatures. Now, how can we confirm this? The mural, right? As shown in this very clear light set photo, the engineers have themselves depicted the facehuggers on very human or engineer-like subjects. They have the xenomorph in a crucifix pose. And another interesting point of the mural is the depiction of subjugation from an engineer on a seemingly very xenomorph type creature. So what we actually don't know, right? We don't know why the ships are on the planet or what the planet was used for by the engineers. Yannick and Shaw both speculated in the movie that it was a project planet. It was housing weapons of mass destruction. This is, however, not confirmed. Not confirmed at all. This is simply speculation of two people alien to the planet. Outsiders looking in, we took it as truth. We do not know how many ships there are, and if there are any other engineers alive at present on LV-223. Another point in which we took as truth through Shaw and Yannick's own speculation is that there was an outbreak, but we don't actually know what happened to the engineers. The headroom, the head itself has been rumoured to be a religious icon with the black goos, vases as offerings to this god. Now this does actually coincide really nicely with the mural on the walls and the xenomorph in the crucifix pose. Unfortunately, we do not know if this is true or what is behind the wall where the altar lay underneath the mural. So what did actually happen to the engineers? So through the hologram recording, it is very clear they were running from something. Now we listened to Yannick and Shaw, we put two and two together and assumed it was an outbreak. I'd like to propose it was in fact an alien life form of some sort. Now why do I say this? So let's kind of go into very clear visual clues of this being the case. If it was an outbreak, the engineers would likely be safe. I hear you ask why? They are all wearing pressurized suits, complete with helmets. It is safe to assume that this regulates atmosphere and provides a breather. How can we assume this? When the engineer gets into the cockpit of his ship, he breathes in very deeply before the helmet comes down, as if, repressurizing atmospheric breather, so on. Why would they be worried about an outbreak if they've got their helmets on? Why? They are looking behind them. If it was indeed an outbreak and they're running, why would they take the time to run whilst looking back at times? Visually, there's actually nothing for them to see. We know that the black goo initially simply becomes fluid during atmospheric changes, as displayed when the vases begin to ooze. And also, finally, there is in fact a clear roar or a screech during the recording. Now this all adds credence to the speculation of it being an alien life form. We hear a roar. We see them running, noticeably in fear, whilst looking back. And we also see bodies piled high with their rib cages burst open from the inside out. So it is my belief, right? This is my answer to the question. With the very limited information that we have, an alien outbreak occurred, and this would make sense considering the evidence we have. But wait, Mr. H, what about that head? It was contaminated. Okay, so I've actually got a way that this makes sense too. The head cut off from the body and laid within the headroom. Okay, so by the time we see it, it was perfectly preserved. But when it was cut off from the body, the engineer would not have had his breather attached. His head would have been in the room with the black goo agent, and he was likely contaminated then. How was he preserved, and why did his body change? Well, the room is likely to be pressurized and have a dedicated atmosphere. Therefore, once the door closed, he contaminated his headless self. The room repressurized when the door closed, and the head lay dormant until receiving stimulus. This would make sense when thinking of Shaw's comments on 1, we must have disturbed the atmosphere, but also 2, when they probed the head, they accelerated the cells that were in a state of change, thus producing a rampant form of acceleration and the head exploding. So guys, that's my answer. That's what I believe happened. I believe an alien outbreak occurred. But I'm curious to know what you guys think happened to the engineers. Did you notice these little puzzle pieces that I've mentioned? Let me know in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. It really does help support the channel and actually get these videos out there to a new audience. And if you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing to stay up to date on all alien and predator news, along with speculation and theory videos. So I've been Mr. H Reviews, and until next time, I'll see you in the comment section.